Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, adults, adolescents, children, whoever you are, welcome to my. Wow, that was a very off introduction. Um, how you guys doing? I don't know. That feels more right. Welcome. Have I ever said welcome to start a stream? But good evening. How y'all doing tonight? That sounds like me. Okay. This is the Club of the Man 1993. And I am coming to you live for a late review. As in late, not meaning late at night. It's only 7:20 at night. As in late from when the show first took place. Of NXT TakeOver in Your House 2021. This show took place this past Sunday, 2 days ago, June 13th, 2021, at the Capitol Wrestling Center. Somewhere in Florida. I still don't know where on earth the Capitol Wrestling Center is. Hang on. Capitol Wrestling Center NXT. Location. Where in the... Is it really at the... Hang on. Oh. All this time is at the Performance Center, I guess. I don't know. Wow. I'm a dumbass. Okay. Anyways. Who knows? But anyways, guys. This... Lost train of thought. Let's start over. It took place this past Sunday. So I didn't watch NXT TakeOver in Your House this past Sunday. None of my friends were interested in watching. Well, my one friend probably would have, but he was on vacation with his girlfriend. So I took the day to go down to visit my girlfriend for the day. So I didn't watch this show on Sunday. I ended up watching this show last night. But I was tired. I was exhausted. I've been working some overtime again at work because it's just so nuts right now. I'm at work right now. I don't even want to talk about it. And I was super tired. I took literally an hour and a half, 2-hour nap when I got home from work last night. But even when I woke up, I was still tired. I felt no different than I did before I fell asleep. So I ended up watching this show starting at 9 o'clock last night. So by the time it finished, since I had to get up early again, and I do have to do it again tomorrow, I was able to review this show last night. But I watched it, and surprisingly, with how tired I was yesterday, I'm surprised I'm not too tired today. Well, I did drink some Coke during I work today, so it gave me a little bit of caffeine, I guess. So it may crash on me later. Who the hell knows? But I was able to, despite being tired and cranky, as my girlfriend would say, I was surprisingly able to stay alert during this show. Despite the fact it was definitely one of the weakest takeovers, for sure. Was it horrible? No. Here's what I'll give NXT credit for. Again, I know last week I was so cranky when I did my NXT review because I was so far behind into so many things where it was just, like I said, I just have a lot going on outside of YouTube right now. Anyways, but I just really had no expectations for this show whatsoever. I feel like this show was pointless. It didn't need to happen. It's just, it's one of those things. I will give NXT credit, though, and say they tried. When I watch... The difference between watching NXT, that's not that great right now, and Raw, which I did not watch Raw last night, but we will talk about Raw in a separate video. Probably not tonight. Who knows? Because I actually do want to see NXT this week. I'm actually interested in this change that's supposed to be coming. And yes, I'm hearing the rumors. We'll see what happens, of course, tonight. But I can at least give credit that when I watch a show like this that wasn't the best, I can tell at least they're trying. It's just, this was a show that felt like it should be a reality check for NXT. Because, it shows that they're a show that they're not doing horrible shit on purpose. It shows that, okay, we're trying this, it's not working though. One of these where we can go, okay, we know you guys tried, but it's just not working. You tried, but it didn't work. And the reality check was, I didn't realize this until further into the show, there was no virtual fans at this show. It was a live audience of about 300 people. But other than like a few moments throughout the night, like maybe, towards the end of that winner take all match, maybe a few times during the ladder match with Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, and maybe also at times during the main event, this crowd was dead. As I've said many times, and most of us have said, NXT's bread and butter has always been the audience. The Full Sail audience. This show just showed that, these stars that you try to make, people don't know how to react to them. Or the ones that, they've been trying to make heels or they've miscasted are getting the exact reaction we figured they'd get whenever live fans start coming back. A prime example, Johnny Gargano. Did anyone last night, on one Sunday night, hear Johnny Gargano get booed at all? I heard Johnny Wrestling chants throughout that whole match. Which reminds me, again, as I always say, turn that man back to being a babyface, because I hate what they've done with him as a heel. Hate it. Same goes for a couple other people, like Cameron Grimes. Pete Dunne got good reactions. Like, the people they're miscasting are getting the best reactions. And, like, again, who's going to boo Johnny Gargano? I mean, I get it. The storyline, kind of, fell into place when he turned him heel, but after a while, after his feud with Ciampa ended, they literally had nothing for him as a heel. So, I feel like with the dead crowd, this was like that reality check show. And of course, the theme of, it's time for a change is coming to NXT tonight. And again, we've heard the rumors. I don't know if it's going to be true, but it's just a time also that NXT itself just needs to hit that reset button. I guess, just find its bread and butter again. Find, that, get back to being, what it was before the pandemic. But, like I said, I respect the fact that everyone involved in the show, they tried. They tried. Even the worst that are on the show tried. Just not everything worked. It was, like I said, there was at least 2 matches on this show that I just felt like this is more of like a weekly NXT match. It's not really, like a pay-per-view level match. Mainly the first 2 matches. Because the only 2 that I can say that I definitely can say I enjoyed, like I would go back and watch again, the Fatal 5-Way, which was good, but I mean, I felt it could have been a little bit better, especially the finish. And maybe the ladder match. Everything else, meh, I didn't care too much for. But I will again give them credit. I can tell they tried. And that's all I ask, is if you tried. And I felt they did. It's not like Raw, where it feels like every single week it's like they make things worse and worse and worse and worse, and it feels like they're doing it on purpose. You feel like you're getting intelligence assaulted purposely. That's when I get pissed off. But a show like this, I can say they tried. It did what they could with what they had to work with. Of course, I do also give NXT credit, and I'll finally get to the matches, I promise. But I always like how they do play into, the theme. in your house. They had it old school with the one guy, doing the hyping up backstage. The stage, the set on the stage, everything. They play into the themes when they do give themes, not just NXT TakeOver 30, NXT TakeOver 31, just like a typical, just calling it this, calling it 31, 32. It's like, no, keep the themes. I feel like that's also what helps your show spice up. So hopefully, TakeOver Las Vegas will really be when NXT gets back in those gears. Hopefully by then we'll be back at Full Sail, but change is starting tonight for what it seems. And I am interested in seeing what they do. So let's first finally check the live chat and get rolling, because I do want to watch NXT. Let me see who we got here. We got JR, we've got Mark, and we got Tyler in the live chat. What's up, guys? JR says, I think that's about Joe's coming in as new general manager of NXT. And he thinks that Joe's coming in and Regal's resigning. Again, that is the rumor I am hearing. I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll have to wait and see. My thing, though, is if Joe is coming to NXT to be general manager, is that allowed? Because, it's weird because doesn't he have a 90-day no-compete clause? So, is this technically, in reality, breaking its rule? I don't know. But if he does come to be general manager of NXT, we'll see. I still feel Joe wants to wrestle, though. So, not sure where they're going with it. I'm also hearing rumors that there's people being released that might be getting brought back. There's rumors that more cuts could be made this week. It just really sounds like the WWE is just not making up their mind. They have no clue what they're doing with all this horse shit. Who the heck knows? Got Mark, again, tired, crazy a few weeks, but I'm hanging in there. Kyle O'Reilly almost had it, that is true. The Women's Championship match went exactly as I predicted. In general, this was, for the most part, a very predictable show, I would definitely say. He felt bad for Cameron Grimes. And you know what? That's good. Because what I really liked about the match with Cameron Grimes and LA Knight is that, and I know that, I've ranted recently, and I want to do a video on it too, about how the dynamics are feeling very off, of course, because they're trying to do all these, randomly heels are fighting each other, faces are fighting each other, but it's it just feels like there's no, story there. Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, I feel like, is a feud that has, properly, benefited both of them. It's transitioning Cameron Grimes into a babyface, which I'm almost positive he is one at this point, but I'm giving it a little bit more time for it to do the turn alert, and giving more reason for LA Knight to be a heel. I think that match is working out, that feud's working out very good for both wrestlers, whether they win or lose. It's helping both of them in the long run. Mark might actually skip Hell in a Cell Sunday because not a single match interests him. Honestly, me neither. It feels like a very, very skippable show. I don't even know what the actual card is at this point. I'll have to look at it, and of course I'm going to do preview and predictions, which I'll try to squeeze in because I'm literally booked the whole weekend. Probably not going to even be home most of the weekend, for crying out loud. But, we'll see. Let me see here. What's up, Tyler? He, of course, mentions how AEW is better than NXT, for sure. Do you think you can Oxygen Pikachu Knox Russell? What the? I have no clue who that is. I'm sorry. Joe should wrestle. Be nice if he still could. Technically doesn't matter because Samoa Joe's injured. If it, by the way, didn't lightning back in NXT again, they wasted Sulfur NXT. Not sure what you're saying. Worst pay-per-view of 2015. Survivor Series. Survivor Series or no. Royal Rumble. Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble in 2015. Both of those. I'll say Survivor Series because at least the Royal Rumble had, that amazing triple threat with John Cena, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. But, Alright, let's get moving because I'm 15 minutes into this and I actually do need to talk about the matches. So, for one of the first few rare times, the matches actually took place in the order how I predicted them. So we open up with this winners take all 6-man tag match. It was a team of the North American champion Bronson Reed and the tag champions MSK's Wesley and Nash Carter taking on the team of Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde. And of course, you know, the faces retain. Bronson Reed and Bronson Reed remains North American champion, and MSK remains tag champions. If Legado del Fantasma wins, then Santos Escobar is the North American champion, and Mendoza and Wilde are tag team champions. Which again, I'm always very hairy though about how they do that with these winner take all matches, or these tag matches where only one person's gonna be able to win the title. Like, it's just like, okay, but why would the other people be okay with that? Like, how could you not say, unless, I don't know, it just feels weird that it's like, well, what if I wanted this title, basically? I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But this match was fine. Like I said, it was just one of those matches that I was just like, I feel like we should be getting this on like a regular episode of NXT. I mean, if it was Bronson Reed and Santos Escobar only, okay, because I like both of them, and I like MSK. Again, Mendoza and Wilde, again, they try. I still think of them nothing more than nothing. I just look at them and I just think the same brothers. I just feel like they're on the same level as the same brothers. A tag team that's just never going to be tag team champions. And even if they were, I wouldn't be able to take them seriously. I mean, the matches I've seen them put on pay-per-view, this one, even in the triple threat match they had at Stand and Deliver with MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans, I can tell they try. Again, I can tell they try. There is a team that, if they became tag team champions, I just wouldn't be able to take them seriously. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because Raul Mendoza was treated like an enhancement talent for a long time, and Joaquin Wilde was, barely taken seriously even before they turned him heel and put him with Legado del Fantasma. I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel them serious as tag team champions. Like I said, and a lot of people are saying this, if they were to do a winner-take-all match in this scenario, I still say they should have done Bronson Reed, MSK versus Hit Row. Because even before Bronson Reed won the championship, Isaiah Swerve Scott basically said he had his eye on that match. So this could have been Bronson Reed, MSK versus Isaiah Swerve Scott getting, the North American title they won, and then Top Dollar and I think Ashante the Adonis, I believe it is, tag champions. Boom. I feel like that was more worthy for pay-per-view. This, again, I don't know. Again, it just didn't. Again, I think for what it was, they did well. But like I said, it just felt like a match you would see on regular NXT. The only really exciting spot I remember from this was when Bronson Reed pounced Santos Escobar through the barricade. That was a nice spot at the end. Other than that, like I said, it was good, but like I said, it just didn't feel like it was. It didn't really. The hype wasn't really there for me to be taken serious as a pay-per-view match. Like I said, I felt this was more meant for a weekly episode of NXT. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But there's that match. Second match, Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. Again, another match that I quite frankly just didn't feel it being. This is probably the weakest match on the card. I just felt like this was not even a pay-per-view match. The only story, Xia Li tapped out to Mercedes Martinez in the Mae Young Classic 3 years ago. Okay? It's she tapped out. She's trying to. If she's trying to prove something, cool, but it's she's getting her revenge. I'm just what revenge? She tapped out. She lost on her own terms. Basically. And like I said, it just felt super random for a pay-per-view, and it just didn't even feel like a pay-per-view match at all. Probably, in my opinion, one of the worst matches, I shouldn't really say worst, but one of the weakest matches I've ever seen them put on a TakeOver pay-per-view. Xia Li won, and then afterwards, we have this weird thing where she goes to attack Mercedes Martinez with the chair, but Mercedes fights back from it. But then I guess she was going up the ramp, and Mei Ying, whatever her name is, grabs Martinez and like throws into a wall or something like that. And I'm just like, what? Like, not falling, but yeah, definitely the worst match on the card. Like, I'm just like, this is, what was that? No point to it, but didn't care for it. This match, though, again, if there was if I pick a second favorite match on the show, it was definitely this ladder match for the $1 Million Championship. Cameron Grimes head straight to the moon versus L.A. Knight. This is good. Again, I know a lot of people are a little bit sketchy, like, okay, why would they bring back... A lot of people felt this should have been just a regular one-on-one match. Didn't have to be a ladder match, and didn't have to have the $1 Million Championship involved. Which I kind of agree. My thing is this, I don't want this to be treated as like another, title that's going to go changing hands back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If this is just basically to be, who is, who basically is the newest person, the $1 Million Man is, mentoring basically, that's fine. I just don't want this to be treated like, like a legitimate championship that like people are going to be, fighting for and whatnot. Like, if it's more just for just the gimmick, I'm fine. And, like I said, like, what I like about this feud is, yes, it technically came in as two heels. With, Cameron Grimes and his cocky country, style, basically. And, of course, having all this money in the world. And L.A. Knight, who just screams superstardom. I felt that it worked, because it feels like there's a direction for both of these men. Like, again, L.A. Knight, his booking's been weird since he came in. He won his first match, but he started losing for a while. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, why is he... I mean, again, not every superstar needs to be built on a winning streak. But I felt he was losing a little too much too soon. And Cameron Grimes, who has, a ton of charisma, who has a good personality and can wrestle and everything, so can LA Knight, I felt like this match gave a little bit more of a direction for both of them. Cameron Grimes, who wanted to try to outdo, Ted DiBiase, or at least, earn the respect of Ted DiBiase, now has to compete with someone else who wants the same thing. Now that, obviously, LA Knight took Cameron Grimes' spotlight, he's kind of more selling into, the babyface role where people are actually getting behind him. Because he actually is an intriguing talent. But again, the match is still good. I wouldn't say it was the best ladder match I saw, but it was still good. And I feel like, the story and the character development needed from this match, I felt was in there. LA Knight came away with the heelish victory. And Cameron Grimes, I feel like, had the great, booking to, build more sympathy on him as he continues to slowly transition into more of a babyface role. Which I'm fine with. I think he'll thrive in it. And it could lead to some bigger things for Cameron Grimes, too. Maybe he could take on Karrion Kross at some point for the NXT Championship. Because Karrion Kross is not losing that title anytime soon. Like, I can say, even though he just went through, 4 of the best talents, give it time, and I feel if you can make Cameron Grimes a hot babyface, I feel like he could be somebody who could possibly dethrone Karrion Kross. Probably not till next year, though, at some point, but you never know how long they'll make that title reign for. Just a prediction. But yeah, so LA Knight wins the $1 Million Championship, and like I said, don't use it as just a title that needs to be defended. No, just use it for the gimmick for LA Knight. He's basically, the $1 Million Man is basically his mentor. He's living in the footsteps of him now. Again, he does not have to be defended like it's an NXT or North American Championship. He does not need to be doing that. Just use it for the gimmick. That's all you gotta do with it. So that's that match. The next match, the women's title match, Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Definitely the most predictable match, I feel, of all of them. Like I said, this was fine. Again, they tried. Like I said, it was treated as like a filler feud for Raquel Gonzalez, obviously before she gets to Frankie Monet. Now, they did announce at this show that there is going to be NXT Great American Bash next month, but for one night only, it looks like. I'm wondering if they'll either do the rematch with Raquel and Io there, or if that's where they'll have Frankie Monet and Raquel Gonzalez there, and that's where Frankie Monet wins the championship. Because you all know that that's probably the next direction. Now, I know a lot of people want to see Frankie Monet and Io Shirai at TakeOver Las Vegas, which if they do Frankie and Raquel at Great American Bash, that could be a match for TakeOver Las Vegas. Although the thing is, if they would do that if they would do Frankie and Raquel at Great American Bash, then they probably would definitely have to do Io and Frankie at TakeOver Las Vegas. And I said disappointingly because, like I pitched in my NXT UK review last week, a match I think would be fire because she's now the NXT UK Women's Champion. A fire match that they should have at TakeOver Las Vegas. Io Shirai versus Meiko Satomura. I think if you're going to have a swan song, because Io's rumored to be getting called up soon. And honestly, even though I know people be booked like shit on the main roster, but then again, people were being booked like shit in NXT also. If she really is going to the main roster, which I feel like she should go at least there or just somewhere different because having, something fresh to do, because, seeing guys like, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and some other feel like they've been down at NXT for ages and like they feel directionless, have nothing else to do, should go up to the main roster. But if they want to have a finale match for Io Shirai, Meiko Satomura, NXT UK Women's Championship. Again, they did not collide in the Mae Young Classic when Meiko was in that match, in that tournament. But that would be a fire match. That would be awesome. And like I said, if you really want to get the crowd hot at TakeOver Las Vegas, do that match. Do that match. I'm feeling Meiko Satomura after the matches I've seen her have with the two with Kaylee Ray, the one with Aoife Valkyrie she had in NXT UK recently. Meiko Satomura, Io Shirai, I feel should be the match. Like one of the matches they do at TakeOver Las Vegas. Personally. But yeah, this match, it was predictable. We knew Raquel was going to win. Ember, did her best to sell for Raquel Gonzalez. But like I've always said, I don't mind Raquel, but I still thought there's so many other women who is more fitting to be in her position right now. Like, she has some work to do. She's not horrible. I don't hate her. I'm not like Nia Jax, like, get her off my TV, but I just feel she personally was not ready yet to be in the main event spot. She's tried, but I'm sorry. It's just, this needs to be a brief title reign. Frankie, let's go. But that's that match. And then the main event, this Fatal 5-Way with Karrion Kross, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole. NXT Championship, good match. Like I said, the crowd was just dead for most of the night. Came alive for a few spots in this match. I thought everybody did pretty good. Again, the thing that still stood out to me, though, again, Johnny Gargano, who's been booked as a ridiculous heel that I still don't get, and I just feel like, it's just really run its course, and I just hate how they booked him. Again, literally from being the most over purebred babyface with the best, some of the best babyface sympathy ever built, to being one of the most unsuccessful heels. I still don't get that. But he was not getting booed in this match. Again, there was no virtual fans there. No virtual fans, and as far as I know, no piped-in noises. But Johnny Gargano was getting a Johnny Wrestling chant throughout the whole match. He felt like a babyface in this match. And that energy gave me some good vibes. I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Pete Dunne, did good as always. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole had a few run-ins. This is good. And, credit is due. They book Karrion Kross properly. Like I said, keep booking Karrion Kross. I mean, yes, he obviously had, he got, outdone a few times with, people teaming up on him. That's where I'm like, okay, that's where I'm okay with Karrion Kross getting his butt kicked. But like I said, when he's literally selling to guys like Santos Escobar, I mean, he could sell to Finn Balor, but not as much as he did at his match at TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. But the finish of that match, I know, was where I really started feeling Kross there. Like, if he's selling too much, then it's like, that's not what Kross should be. Make him basically NXT's Brock Lesnar, which they did in this match, and it will be good. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of the finish. It did feel a little bit abrupt, I won't lie. But to me, it kind of told that story of like, okay, Kyle O'Reilly came so close. And Karrion Kross choked him out and he passed out. As Kyle O'Reilly had Adam Cole in a heel hook. So, TakeOver Vegas, they're probably going to do O'Reilly and Cole again, maybe. Or they may do... If they do Kross and O'Reilly, I'd say do it at TakeOver, at Great American Bash. Because again, I love Kyle O'Reilly, and I'm fine with me push the singles babyface. I just still can't get behind the idea of him beating Karrion Kross, though. Which is why I'd rather see him do Adam Cole and Karrion Kross, or Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross at TakeOver Vegas. Maybe Tommaso Ciampa and Karrion Kross, because remember, Tommaso Ciampa has something to prove because he got squashed by Kross a year ago around this time in like 6 minutes. Again, Kyle O'Reilly, I like him. I don't know. It's just I have more matches I prefer to see on a TakeOver show right now than Karrion Kross and Kyle O'Reilly, though. I mean, most of those guys I can't see beating Kross. Even Adam Cole I can't see beating Karrion Kross. So, like I said earlier, maybe Cameron Grimes. They've kept him far away from Karrion Kross so far. Could be him. What do I see? But yeah, good match, and like I said, decent, average, decent, I don't know. I gave the show a C+. C+, like I said, it felt, you could tell they tried, but they had not much to work with. And again, the crowd not being into it just hurt it too. So, not disappointed in the show. I basically expected this not to be super great. But it happened. We're moving on. And change is yet to come tonight. As of course, there was a few times throughout the night, there were some crazy brawls and crazy things going on. As the show's going off the air, Regal basically said it's going to be time for a change. And that happens in 7 minutes on tonight's episode of NXT, which I would like to tune into and watch. So, I'll read the live chat, then I'm going to check out and go watch that show. I don't know if I'll review Raw or NXT tonight. I highly doubt, as I said, I still got to get up early tomorrow, so those might have to wait till tomorrow. But we'll wait and see. Live chat, what do you think? Worst pay-per-view of 2016. 2016, I think I picked Fastlane for that one, I think, for the worst pay-per-view of the year. 2014, huh? Worst pay-per-view of 2014. 2014, I know most shows were pretty good that year. Maybe TLC? Not sure. I agree, get the women's tag titles, definitely. Best pay-per-view of 2014. Oh, definitely WrestleMania 30, for sure. When is Tegan Nox coming back? What do they do with when Tegan Nox comes back? I have no clue when Tegan Nox is coming back. I even forgot she's gone at the time. But with this being her third ACL injury, I wonder if she is going to come back or not. I mean, I thought maybe they would have some storyline to lead to her coming back and winning the women's title, because she was really finding her groove before she got injured again, with her coming out and getting that title shot. Like, the story just felt like it was just all falling into place for Tegan. Then she gets hurt again. she's someone I feel that I feel like if she did come back, they have to keep her a babyface forever. I don't see any way you can hate Tegan Nox at this point. I don't. What do they do with the Balor? They're taking some power up to the main roster. Yeah, I mean, Finn going back to the main roster, I kind of get. The only thing I would like match I still want to see with Finn Balor in NXT is him and Walter. Other than that, I feel like Finn Balor has, run its course in NXT also. So, we'll see how that goes. And Mark gave this show a C. Okay. C plus for me. Like I said, I can tell they tried. And again, I like how, they, did stuff with the set, But like I said, it's just that time where it's like, okay, fans are coming back. You don't have real reactions for most of these stars. Some people are just like, okay, who are these people? That's basically what it is. But, like I said, there's hope. I do have hope for NXT. And this show, again, was just like a reality check show. So, we'll see what that change is tonight. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be we're not the authority anymore. You are the authority. But, could be something else. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be on that level, and then Shane McMahon gets all the attention, but I'm pretty sure NXT is not going to lie to us like the main roster does. So, we'll see. So, guys, yeah, C plus for NXT TakeOver in Your House 2021. I'm going to check out and go watch NXT and see what this change is. What are your thoughts? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below about the show. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir13. And yeah, always guys, just be patient. I'll do my best I can to keep up these reviews. And preview predictions for Hell in a Cell, which I probably won't be doing that until late Friday night when I get back from my Pirate game. Who knows? Like I said, I'm booked Friday night, booked all day Saturday. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get caught up with all these reviews. So, we'll see what happens. I'm checking out, guys. See you all later. Peace out, everybody.